What's up, guys? This is Semi here, and today we're taking a look at Feraligatr, which was the most powerful deck in Gen 2. It was dominant for quite a while. It took a bunch of tournaments back then. Let's take a look and see why it was so powerful. So let's look at the card itself first. 120 HP, Stage 2 Pokemon. So Gen 2 being a Stage 2 meta, or an evolution meta rather. Being an evolution stage 2 is not a handicap in this format. It's actually a plus because you really can access much higher HP ranges with stage 2 Pokemon. And while it's it's difficult to get them into play. Gator is designed to be fast, and so we'll take a look at why it's so fast. But going back to the card itself, it's got a great Pokemon power. It says Downpour. You can discard as many water from your hand as you like. And while you don't get any benefit from discarding the water, just the ability to discard water really helps to set up Riptide, which is a 3 energy attack that does 10 plus. So base 10 damage does 10 plus the amount of water in your discard. So if you got 50 water in your discard, or if you got 5 water in your discard, you're doing 60 damage, right? So Riptide helps you to basically just KO high damage HP Pokemon. So 70 HP used to be a gold standard in Gen 1 and Gen 2 because it's evolution. You're going to see plenty of 80 HP and 90 HP and higher Pokemon. Riptide gives you a one-hit potential on those Pokemon. While, it's going to be difficult to one-hit 100 HP Pokemon, just being able to access one-hit ranges for 70 to 90 is amazing, and Riptide can help you set that up. So Downpour plus Riptide is a good combination to get a whole bunch of water in the discard. And then when you hit him with Riptide, I forgot to mention, you shuffle all the water energy back on your deck. So Riptide's a one-shot, one-hit KO kind of thing. You discard like 8 or 9 water, hit him with Riptide, and all those water go back in the deck. So it's actually also beneficial to prevent deck outs. Like you can be aggressive with how much stuff you discard from your deck, and you're still able to shuffle the water energy back to prevent a deck out situation. So Riptide has a really powerful synergy with several other trainers that we're going to get into. So let's look at the other 2 primary trainers that this card's gonna work with. So pair this with Misty's Wrath. So we talked about Misty's Wrath in the intro video, but it says basically look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You pick 2 of them, they go into your hand, and you discard the other 5. In any other deck, this would be a really bad inclusion because you're basically milling yourself, and it's not even like soft milling. You're literally taking out 5 cards of your deck at a time with Misty's Wrath. And while you gain 2 in your hand, the trade-off is usually not worth it. But in Feraligatr, since your whole goal is to get as much water in the discard turn after turn, Misty's Wrath becomes amazing. Not only that, but even in the first couple of turns, you can play a couple of Misty's Wraths, and you get the pieces in your hand that you need to evolve Gators, but then you can also start discarding the energy, and while you're going to discard trainers along the way, there's another card that pairs really well as well. I wonder if I can access it. No, I can't have 2 at a time. So Trash Exchange is the other big card in this deck. It says whenever you play this card, you count the number of cards in your discard, you shuffle everything back in your deck, and then you discard that many cards. So it's basically like a reset, all the stuff, all the resources you lost along the way, all the trainers, the Double Gust, the gold berries, the Misty's Wrath, all that stuff. With this card, you're not restricted to just 4 uses of those cards. You can use them so long as you can keep them in the deck, and Trash Exchange lets you do that. So if you have 3 Gusts in the discard, you hit a Trash Exchange, potentially now you have all those Double Gusts back in your deck because it's just random what cards get rediscarded. So this is a good way of breaking the 4 cards per deck rule. Like you're able to play cards a lot more than 4 times in a match, and Trash Exchange has incredible synergy because if you have 20 cards in your discard, and this is after a Riptide, if you've played Riptide, all your water in the discard is gone, and you have 20 cards left in the discard, you hit them with a Trash Exchange, potentially you have more water back in the discard pile for another Riptide. So Trash Exchange is really powerful, but it has to be used carefully because if you're playing Misty's Wrath and you think to yourself, okay, I'm just going to lose Trash Exchange because I have other cards that I want to keep from those top 7, then once you get 4 Trash Exchange in this card, you obviously can't use Trash Exchange again. And Trash Exchange is your way of keeping trainers in your deck that are important that you'll need to use. So at any given moment, you want to have access to at least one Trash Exchange in your deck or in your hand. And so be careful not to discard all 4, because that's a trap that a lot of people fall into by accident. So yeah, Trash Exchange and Misty's Wrath allow you to dump card after card after card into your discard pile and redump all your water energy that you shuffle back in your deck, and then you just keep hitting them with Riptide, and you just destroy their attackers, you destroy their deck. It's one of the fastest decks available because you're able to just discard without carrying. Your resource management skills are kind of thrown out the window because it's all kind of coin flips. Trash Exchange is RNG, Misty's Wrath is RNG, so it's a fun deck because you really don't know. I've had Trash Exchanges that are awful. Like they'll discard all 3 of my Gators, and I play another Trash Exchange to try to get them back, and then all 3 are discarded again. So it's really fun in some ways. It sounds frustrating, kind of, but it's really not. I mean, if you care too much about winning, then maybe, but it's just fun. It gives the opponents also comeback potential. Gator's never a sure thing because Trash Exchange is random and Misty's Wrath is random, so it's a fun deck to play. Anyway, let's get into some of the other parts of the deck now that you've seen the primary combination of cards that are going to be used for the strategy. So we have 3 Cleffa. Cleffa is your #1 card in Gen 2. It's what Gen 2 is built off of. Eek, shuffle your hand in and draw 7. No weakness, resistance, or retreat costs. You have to flip for baby rule, where the opponent, they're not even going to be able to hit you half the time because they have to flip a coin to even attack you. So meanwhile, you're getting set up with the Eek. It's amazing. It's a beautiful card. Definitely the #1 card in Gen 2, and we played 3 copies to keep our draw consistent. We do have 1 copy of Magby. The reason why this is here is because if you think about trying to take down 120 HP Stage 2 Pokemon, you're not going to be able to out-hit Gator, is the thing. Gator just hits too hard with Riptide. All the cards that are in our deck have perfect synergy with Gator. You're not going to be able to one-hit him. So the only real way to take out Gator then becomes status conditions, specifically sleep, paralysis, or confusion. So, Magby, like, you can deal with status conditions, like sleep, you can wake up. Paralysis, next turn you're fine. Confusion's more difficult, but Double Gust helps you to get out of confusion, and you can still technically hit through confusion. You're just half your flips are gonna be bad. But there are going to be other decks out there that utilize Pokemon powers to keep you status, to keep you asleep, things like that, keep you confused, etc., etc. So Magby helps to prevent all that. So one big card in particular, Dark Gengar, the power says that you got to flip 2 coins instead of 1 to wake up from a sleep. And so if you're forced to flip 2 heads, you're basically staying asleep 75% of the time, right? So without that, with that power in play, if they put you to sleep, it's going to be very hard to wake up. And so Magby helps with that. You can just Double Gust a Magby to the active and then hit him with Sputter. Even if Magby gets KO'd or not, it's a baby rule, so they have to flip to KO him. If even regardless of all that, you're still going to be able to wake up after a single flip, and then you're going to be able to potentially one-shot their attacker. So Magby is really useful for a lot of the crazy Pokemon powers out there that will really hinder Gator's full potential. It's a 1 copy in this deck as a tech kind of card. As far as our evolution lines, we got 4 Totodile, 3 Croconaw, and 3 Feraligatr. So let's look at Totodile. It says Leer, flip a coin if as a defend Pokemon can attack Totodile during your opponent's next turn. 50 HP, 1 retreat cost. Leer helps to protect yourself so that you can evolve correctly. Fury Swipes does minor damage if you really want to just hit babies or something, or just want to get a couple of damage onto a Pokemon. This is the legitimate strategy though, because if you think about one-shotting a Pokemon, if you're trying to one-shot a 90 HP Pokemon, you're going to need 8 water energy in a discard. But if you hit them with Fury Swipes and they take 20 damage, now your 90 becomes 70, and you only need 6 water in the discard. So Fury Swipes and small little punches here or there are really useful to chip away at an opponent's HP. Take note though that Goldberry which we'll talk about. But Goldberry heals 40, and if your damage is under 40, it doesn't activate. So you can anytime you put 30 damage onto an opponent's Pokemon, you're not activating Goldberry, and you're bringing them within one-shot range. So these small little hits are really important too. The Chronocross have pretty good attacks if you can get them powered up. So Tackle does 20 for 2, which is fine, but Sweep Away is really powerful. So discard the top 3 cards of your deck and you do 50 damage for 3 energy. 50 for 3 is really powerful. He has 80 HP. You know, he's already broken the 70 gold standard on a stage 1. So, but Sweep Away, the thing that helps with us with Gator is obviously you got to keep discarding water energy to keep Gator powerful. And Sweep Away lets you do that. It says discard top 3 cards of your deck. This is your way of getting waters into discard while doing 50 damage. Let's say you're facing Dark Vileplume and you can't use trainers. Well, then your Gator is going to max damage at like 10 or 20 depending on how much water you can discard in your hand. And so Sweep Away is your backup attack to be able to do heavy damage while getting a Riptide set up by discarding cards from your deck. So don't underestimate this stage 1. Sweep Away is a legit attack. But anyway, we've talked about Gator's powers. So let's get into the rest of the deck. We got 18 water energy. Getting the right amount of water is really tricky. I picked 18 because it's just a nice balance for me, right? So at any given moment, you can attach 3 water for Gator's attack. Maybe there's a water energy on Cleffa, you know, or maybe another Totodile. So that's like 5 water accounted for there. That leaves let's leave like 13 energy left, right? So and then like you're not gonna get all 13 on the discard, but maybe like half of them. So you're at least getting 60, 70 water in the discard with Trash Exchange, depending. Rather 6 or 7 water to get this to 60, 70 damage. So 18 is a nice balance. Honestly, there are some times where I'm digging for water, but most of the time, I would say the deck functions really well. So I think 18 is a perfect amount at the moment. Maybe I'll adjust in the future depending on my results as I get more experience with the deck, But from what I've played with so far, 18 works well. We have 2 Breeder. 2 Breeder, 3 Croconaw gives you plenty of ways of evolving into Gators and recovering from a Gator that gets KO'd, Breeder is really nice just to surprise a Gator in play, but the three Croconaws is really your bread and butter. And like I said, you actually want Croconaw in the deck because of that second attack against item lock decks. So definitely a good combination here. 5 ways of getting a Gator in play between these 2 cards, so pretty useful. We've already talked about Misty's Wrath as a 4 count. It's one of the most important cards of the deck, and so you're going to want to max out on the counts. Same with Trash Exchange, another 4 count. Misty's Wrath and Trash Exchange are just really, you don't want anything less than 4, to be honest. Secret Mission is a card that also helps with the deck. Not used as much as Trash Exchange and Misty's Wrath, but it's very powerful. So look at your opponent's hand, then you discard as many other cards as you want from your hand, and you draw that many cards. So this is a way of efficiently discarding water from your hand. Gator's power lets you discard water, but you get no added benefit from it outside of just powering up Riptide. Secret Mission lets you discard this water, but then you draw that many cards from your deck. And then also you get to see the opponent's hand. If they're holding a Double Gust, or if they have a Focus Band, or whatever crazy thing that they're holding in your deck, you can see it right then and there. It's just powerful to be able to look at your opponent's hand, know exactly what they're going to do next turn because you have access to all their resources as well, and then also drawing cards at the same time. Like, it's really great. So we have a 3 counter Secret Mission, really helps to get more water in the discard. And sometimes if you have a dead hand and you just don't want the cards in your hand, even if it's a Totodile or other resources, you can just discard them, trying to get more water in your hand for Riptide and Downpour. So really good card, another great draw card in a deck that already has really good draw power. So 2 Narrow Gym is our stadium of choice. Unfortunately, there's, just given all the stadium options, this is really the only real good stadium, I guess. I don't know. So the reason why we even run stadiums in this deck is because of Cinnabar City Gym. So let me pull that one up. So Cinnabar City Gym, this is if the opponent is a fire deck, and the other big deck in Gen 2 is a fire deck. So they're going to play Cinnabar City Gym. You're going to see this card against fire Pokemon. Anyway, it says ignore weakness when a water Pokemon does damage to Pokemon with Blaine in its name. So Blaine's Arcanine has an insane damage output that can one-shot Gator. So be aware that Blaine's Arcanine is a legitimate threat. And if they play Cinnabar City Gym, then he becomes a true legitimate threat. His HP is really high. And with this stadium in play, you're not going to be able to one-shot him that consistently. So you really need to find a way to bump the stadium, and 2 narrow gym is our way to do so. Just a 2 count, sometimes, at any given moment, and you're not going to have your bench just full of Gators, right? That's too many double gust targets. So at any given moment, you're not going to really utilize the last spot of your bench space, right? Whereas some other opponents' decks, they need their full bench to be able to utilize their strategy. This prevents that, so it's just a nice card to have that bumps the Cinnabar City Gym, and it has some restrictions for the opponent when you're not really going to utilize that last bench spot. For Double Gust is really it's your bread and butter in a lot of ways. The opponent, because Gator is so intimidating, they're going to try to power up their attackers safely on the bench while Gator's being forced to hit through baby Pokemon. That's kind of a typical strategy people set up against you. But Double Gust helps you to get around that. Now, obviously, if you have another Gator in your bench that's not energized, this is a liability, because they're just gonna gust a three retreat Pokemon in the active with no energy or whatever. But in many situations, Double Gust is just really good to get your opponent's attacker in the active so that you can Riptide them. 4 count is awesome. It also serves as a way of fixing status conditions, kind of. So Double Gust is just great. That's why it's a 4 count. And to be honest, I use this card plenty of times in Gator, so I wouldn't go under 4. I mean, maybe 3 at most, but I still would prefer 4. 2 Focus Band and 3 Goldberry. These are our tools of choice. So there's going to be other builds of Gator that have a heavier count of Focus Band versus Goldberry. The reason being is because they're thinking about the mirror match. So in the mirror match, it's a race to see who can get to 120 first to be able to KO a Gator. And Focus Band helps you to prevent, death, basically. Even if you take a 60 damage or something like that, that means you have like another more 60 damage to go. Focus Band prevents a KO, half the time. So against the mirror match, Focus Band is more important. But against every other general deck, Goldberry is usually going to be more important because they're not going to be able to one-shot you. And so you're going to be able to use Goldberry more often than not to heal off damage to keep a Gator strong. So that's why we've gone with a heavier count of Goldberry versus Focus Band. In case you don't know what these cards do, Focus Band, basically, if the opponent were to knock you out, instead they flip a coin, or rather, I think it's you that flips the coin. But either way, if you flip heads, your Pokemon is not knocked out, and instead you have 10 HP left. So, and then you discard the Focus Band. So it's just a way of preserving your attackers. They miss out on the critical KO because of the flip, and then you can KO them because Riptide's that powerful. So Focus Band's really good. Goldberry, again, if you don't know what this card does, it heals 4 damage. It heals 40 damage off of your Pokemon at the end of your turns. So, and it's a tool that you attach. And so, while if you have 30 damage, it doesn't heal the 30. Once you go over 40, so 40 or over, you heal the damage of you heal 40 damage off. So yeah, Goldberry is a really cool tool. It's good to keep Gator strong. I mean, Gator is 120 HP, so you're going to be able to use Goldberry a lot because they're not going to try to, most of the time, they're not going to be able to one-shot you, so you're going to have plenty of damage that Goldberry can heal off of. Finally, the last part of our deck is Professor Elm. It's just your staple. It's just a staple trainer-based draw. Shuffle your hand in your deck and draw 7. Then you can't play any more trainer cards this turn. Now, because I'm really bad with this, or like if I play an Elm, then I'm not. A lot of times I just forget that I can't play trainers afterwards, just because Trash Exchange and Cleffa specifically. Cleffa gives you a fresh hand, Trash Exchange, and Secret Mission, Misty's Wrath, all these trainers that you can play that draws you more things. Elm is just one of those things that, like, I keep forgetting about it too much. I've gotten so used to playing as many trainers as I want in a turn between Gen 1 and Gen 2 that being restricted is just kind of a surprise sometimes that if I'm not paying too much attention. But anyway, this is our way of drawing with trainer-based draw. 4 count, I would say, is very important. A lot of times what happens is you're going to rely on this card to get set up early, to make sure you have the pieces in your hand to get Gator set up with energy. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's just a good card, and that's why it's a 4 count. But so, yeah, so this is the deck. It's really built off of consistency. I mean, you can see we've maxed out on Trash Exchanges, Misty's Wrath, Draw Support. Double Gust is always useful, obviously, and then your evolution lines are thick. Sometimes I really want a 4th Gator, but 3 works fine. Like I said, it's always a problem when Trash Exchange discards all 3 of the Gators, so yeah, but this is the deck. In terms of matchups, like it's just really powerful, and you're gonna see how powerful it is in the matches that come after this. But it's just really good. It's the #1 card. It's the #1 deck in Gen 2 for a reason, and you're gonna see why. It's just an amazing deck. So in terms of like matchups against other if it's against a grass deck, likely it's gonna be difficult. There's no stadium that helps to remove your weakness, but there are stadiums that help to remove water weakness, like we mentioned. So against grass decks, though, like their ability to one-shot you, if anything, can one-shot a Gator, you're gonna struggle. That's just the way the game's played. But against most other decks, like Dark Gengar decks, it's kind of boils down to coin flips. But the good thing about it is you can one-shot them pretty easily. Dark Gengar's HP is 70, and you can easily get to 70 damage. So being able to one-shot a Dark Gengar when they need 3 energy to do pull in is it's pretty good. It gives you way better odds than a lot of other decks. Against Typhlosion, you're hitting them for weakness, and so that's amazing. Narrow Gym removes their one tech, their Cinnabar City Gym tech against water decks, and so against the mirror though, it's the toss up. It's a coin flip. It's whether or not your trash exchanges give you what you need versus their trash exchanges not giving them what they need. So there's a lot of RNG in the mirror. Misty's Wrath and Trash Exchange, all these types of cards that are just full of RNG. So it's an exciting match though. Like you can be ahead by 3-4 prizes, and as long as your exchanges and rats don't work out and theirs do, they can just KO you and win the match. And so it's a really exciting back and forth. That's with coin flips and RNG, that's kind of what Gen 2 is all about, and so it makes a lot of matches fun. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. Let's go ahead and get to the matches, have some fun, and take a look at the matches, see what you guys think. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment. I want to hear your thoughts on what decks you want me to see play. Then I'll build them and I'll make a video on them. So just let me know. Let me know your thoughts. But let's get into the matches. Alright, we got a match here against FGR9. Let's go to full screen here. Against Igglybuff. Shuts off abilities once a turn, so let's do this. I want to save a focus ban at the moment. I don't think he can KO Cleffa in 1 turn, unless he uses a Tyrogue. We'll Eek, and we still end up with basics, so that sucks. We got an Elm though, so that should help. We'll probably play a Misty's Wrath as well, since we got the full line in our hand. I'm pretty curious what his build looks like. It's a Magikarp for a Cleffa. Recall Gyarados, maybe? Not sure how viable it is. Oh, there's one. Okay, cool. We'll play that. We'll play that. We got the whole line, so all we really need is 2 waters, and then we're in business. So let's just play this. Perfect, perfect. We'll get a secret mission and a narrow gym, because, well, actually, no, we're going to need waters. So we'll take a secret mission and a water. You know what? We're just going to take 2 waters. We have what we need in hand, so the rest can go. Okay. Already played that, so now I just end my turn. He's gonna know I have a good hand because I didn't Eek, but it's fine. Still curious to see what he plays. Double Gust and Trader, that kind of sucks. But that's fine. I already got my hand, honestly, so we can just do this, and then this, and we'll tackle. And we miss, but I just need one more turn. Oh, it's a Sea King, or no, Seedra deck. Kingdra deck, whatever it is. Alright, now we can go ahead and evolve. Good to go. We need more waters in the discard too. Actually, this KOs the Cleffa, so unless I want to do a Double Gust here, and I actually do want to do a Double Gust. So I'm going to Elm, and no, Misty first. Maybe I can get a Double Gust off of the Misty. Nope, Secret Mission's fine, and we'll hold on to this. But that's a ton of water. Now I'm going to Secret Mission. He has a recall. Okay. So I don't need this. Trash Exchange. We'll play that. I'm going to hold on to one. So we'll just do this. Do I get Double Gust? No, but I get this. So that works. We'll bench this. And then we'll play Elm. We didn't get the Double Gust, but it's fine. Tails anyway, so now we do have a Double Gust. So if he attaches 2 energy onto the Horsey and tries to evolve, it doesn't make a difference. Uh-oh, okay, so this stadium, that's right, I should have seen that. But I have a water energy in hand, so I can retreat anything. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and do this. Take out the Horsey with the energy, puts a Cleffa up, but that's fine. I can retreat into the Gator. And then I'll use Misty's Wrath next turn, so I'll Riptide. There's an Arrow Gem, so that saves it. I have a ton of options right now. Wrath and Secret Mission are really gonna do some quality work for me. There's the Gyarados, but you know what? Recall's not gonna work for him because I'm not gonna attack unless it's a one-shot on that Gyarados. So his strategy is dead for that card. The Kingdra though, I mean Mud Splash. Does it ignore the Baby Rule? Opponent has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them. Just 10. I mean, not really, so that's fine. Alright, so I want to do an exchange. First we'll do a Wrath. There's an exchange and a Gust, that's what I wanted. Okay, so we got the Double Gust, 70 with a Focus Band, so I need to have 7 in there. 16 in the discard, 2 waters, not enough. We'll do a Secret Mission first. He does have a Double Gust, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to get rid of Breeder. We're going to get rid of the Gold Berry and the Focus Band and the water. And we'll keep everything else. I don't need anything else, right? I got Narrow Gems, so yeah. Okay. No waters from that. We'll play Exchange now. Or play Double Gust first. Yeah, we'll do Double Gust first. To get one more card in the discard. Now we'll bump this. And now I think we're going to exchange, right? 3. I would actually only need 3 energy from the Elm, but I still want to exchange. Let's see what that gave me. First of all, 1, 2, the important stuff, 3. Crap, there's only 1 exchange left in the whole deck. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. I don't want to bench this just yet. I'm in no threat of getting KO'd. So I Elm first, there's 6, and then 10 makes 7. Pretty sure, and there's a trash exchange, great. So let's Downpour this, retreat, just should one-shot, and great. So his ban didn't work. So yeah, I mean this deck's rolling. He has not gotten anything up, and we've been way faster. So It's worked out. And I have a Double Gust. Okay, so he surrendered. Yeah, that's literally the perfect start to finish of this deck. This is how this deck just functions. It just destroys the opponent if it's super fast and you get set up too quickly. His build, we really didn't see the potential of it, but you know, compared to this, it's hard to really beat this, especially water versus water. If there's no weakness involved, Gator's hard to take down. But yeah, let's go to the next one. Alright, we got another match here with 3-2-1 Gustav. Not sure what he's going to play, but we're going to start off with Cleffa. And we got Magby if we need to. Don't have another basic though, so I definitely want to eat this turn. Might as well bench the Magby just in case the Cleffa gets KO'd. Unlikely to get KO'd, but you know, it can happen. Alright, so he's playing. This is going to be Dark Gengar with. So he's going to rip my trainers out with the evolution of Hoo-Hoo Noctowl. Plays good manners. So at least we have Magby though. But unfortunately, he can actually KO Magby with pull-in. So that's going to suck. In hindsight, I kind of wish I didn't bench the Magby, just because I really would have preferred him to... Okay, so he puts me to sleep. That's fine. We have a couple of Wrath, though. So we're just going to do this. We're going to grab another Cleffa and an Elm. And we're going to lose a bunch of resources, unfortunately. But I feel like it's got to be done, especially for the Elm. We'll bench the Cleffa. We'll play another Wrath. See if we can get a basic. We do get a basic. We have to save one of these now, so the rest can go. We'll bench him. We'll attach the energy to him, and we have the whole evolution in hand. Plus, we have one energy in this card and an Elm. So I kind of just want to hold this hand actually. So we'll hold it. We'll see what happens. He still has to flip for the baby rule, and I have 3 babies, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Right, he's gonna be able to take out my trainers with Noctowl. So yeah, there he evolves into. Tails on the Glaring Gaze. So I still have my trainer. So that's good, you know. He actually KOs the Cleffa. So he's just gotten pretty lucky with flips at this point. We will evolve into Croconaw. And I still just want to hold it, you know. I got the Cleffa as a backup. I have another energy now to use the Cleffa if I need to. So yeah, we're just going to end, I think. I really want to keep this evolution enhancement. I've already lost one, right? So that means there's only 2 left in my whole deck if I try to shuffle him away. So I'm just going to end turn and see what happens. See if he flips heads or tails on that Noctowl flip. He does flip tails, so I get to keep my trainer, which is really cool. That sets up Feraligatr for a KO here. Even if he pulls in, I can evolve and it's fine. So if he evolves in a Dark Gengar right now and pulls in, thing is HP is 70. And so while I will need a bunch of energy in the discard, I have an Elm, and maybe that will lead me. So I've already lost also 2 Wraths, but I have a secret mission. I have more Wraths, 2 more Wraths, couple secret missions, you know. So there's chances. There he does evolve. He's probably gonna pull in for sure. Oh no, he doesn't. He flips tails. Right, forgot about that. Okay, great. So we're just gonna flip. We're just gonna do this. Attach the energy here. We're going to save the secret mission and downpour this guy. And let's see, we have to get to 70. I really need to get to 70 this turn. So there's 2 energy there. We'll flip. There's 2 here. No, there's only 1 here. So, damn, that's right. I forgot flipping with the trainer. Do I just hit him? 1, 2, 3. I have Double Gust and Trash Exchange. I don't have any heal energy, but he's just gonna pull. I think he's just gonna pull me in anyway, right? So I have no choice. Yeah, I really have no choice. I'm just gonna have to retreat and attack because he's gonna pull me in. I have Double Gust to get out of the sleep, but then I'm gonna need another Double Gust to put Gengar back in the active. We're gonna downpour this guy too, I think. Yeah, get the most damage we can out of it. So we're gonna do 40 damage. Yes, he's actually probably gonna heal it off, to be honest. So Part of me actually doesn't want to attack, but then part of me wants to force him to use... It's fine, we're just going to hit him. If he doesn't have the berry, then, you know, he flips heads on the... But I got tons of stuff here. So Trash Exchange, Double Gust, and Secret Mission are all useful. Secret Mission's really the kind of the one that I want to keep in hand because it's the only way I'm going to be able to draw more. And he gets rid of Trash Exchange. So he's more afraid of Trash Exchange, it looks like. Did he miss the berry? He did miss the berry. Beautiful. Oh, man, that's awesome. Alright, so now I can do Secret Mission. I'm just going to get rid of... Okay, so he has the boss's way and a bunch of energy. He has nothing else set up. I really just need as much as I need. Like, this is... there it is. So, 40, that's enough. Perfect. So now I can downpour this, and Riptide for the KO. So that's beautiful. That was a pretty close call there, because if I had stayed asleep there, that'd have been bad. I also have a Trash Exchange. I'll probably get rid of that with Glaring Gaze. He flips tails though, so that's awesome. He's gonna get a fresh hand, which is fine. I can Double Gust the Noctowl, but I need a Trash Exchange to guarantee the KO. So let's go ahead and do Trash Exchange and see what we get. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 60 damage. That's just enough for the Noctowl. So let's go ahead and Double Gust the Noctowl out. Take another KO for him, and then just retreat. And we can Riptide. So yeah, get rid of that guy. That's cool. He's still nowhere near getting another guy set up, so that's awesome. He can potentially try to put me to sleep here with the Ghastly, or he can continue to Eek. It's going to be rough for me, though, because I don't have another Double Gust in hand to get rid of that Ghastly. But if I... Let's do the math there. So let's see. There's only one Double Gust, so I have 3 Double Gusts left in the deck. I actually... Part of me wants to try and Eek here, just to get more stuff in hand. Because right now, we only have maybe one more attack left with Trash Exchange. And then after that, Secret Mission, our hand's not big enough. It's not, you know what, the hand's not big enough with Secret Mission, but I think I'm going to have to try with the energy here. I want to keep a Totodile in hand, though. So he has a Dark Haunter with an energy and a Goldberry. So let's do this. And we didn't get what we wanted, though. So I'm going to actually just do this. And actually, right, I got to discard the energy if I want to retreat. Which, do I really want to do that right now? I don't think so. I'm just going to go for the KO then. Which is good. Alright, so we got the KO. He's got the Noctowl now. He needs time to power up the Ghastly. There goes Dark Haunter. He flips heads on Glaring Gaze. He gets rid of my Secret Mission, which kind of sucks. We're at the point now where we really just kind of need another attacker going. And there's not enough, the Trash Exchange's gone. So our hand's basically dead at this point. So I really need, he has the Goldberry on the Dark Haunter. I definitely just need a new hand here. You know what? We used our momentum to get 3 prizes, but now it's like he's setting up an attacker. He's actually going to try to attack me. Okay. Yeah, I got no choice. But then the thing here is he can just pull me in, right? He'll pull in, and I just have no... 2 of my elms are gone. If I attach the focus pin to the active, pull in does 30, so he still doesn't KO me. I feel like I just need... Yeah, so we're just going to retreat. I just need a new hand, man. This is fine. We'll bench the Totodile now, too. And then we'll attach the energy to Totodile, because then we can evolve out of anything. And now I can Eek without, you know, the baby flip. So now that I got a fresh hand, I got chances now. Tails on the Glaring Gaze, that's fine. Obviously, okay, so he doesn't pull in, so we're gonna evolve into Croconaw and attach another energy. And I feel like Focus Band is not going to be useful this match because it's, you know, not until the end. I really need some berries, actually. 3 energy gone. I think what I need to do also is start downpouring 2 energies out just to set up a future KO, and I can eek. So now I got a Feraligatr and more energy, so this is really good. I got 50 here, 60 total damage output, just need 1 more. And he's stuck with the berry. He doesn't have a way to put a band on now. Even if he pulls in, I can evolve, so I'm perfectly fine. Great. So yeah, I think that's enough, right? Yeah, that's more than enough. So we're just gonna go ahead and evolve, attach an energy, and I think I have enough here. 50 plus 60, yeah, that's enough. So he doesn't have the stadium in play. I can just Riptide. Cool. Beautiful. I'm really glad that it's working out because Dark Gengar is a very powerful deck, and if the coin flips just work in his favor, I can quickly lose very easily. So luckily this match, it's been working really well. This is a good example of a good matchup between 2 good top decks. Feraligatr, he's clearly the #1, but Dark Gengar can definitely win if the flips are right. So right now I have 2 prizes to his 5, and he has lost his attacker. He doesn't have enough energy to set up another Gengar at the moment, and I'm in position to start Riptiding and taking a couple more KOs here. So I feel like this is definitely my match to lose, and this is his match to win. Obviously, this can happen if I just have a sudden streak of really bad okay, so he puts down a Hoot, which means that he's out of Ghastlies. Maybe one's prized. 2, yeah, I think one of them might be prized. Okay, what just happened? He puts me to sleep. I got Double Gust though, but he's gonna Double Gust me into the Gator. So that's fine actually. I got the berry in hand. I'm just going to let me see if I can get 2 Double Gust. Now that would be sweet. That would be real sweet. Let me make sure I have it set up. Is there anything that can stand up against Riptide? Depends on the luck, man. Alright, I kind of want to play Wrath. I have a full deck, so that's fine. We'll play the Elm, and, we're gonna get rid of the M and keep these 2. So 3, 4. That's fine. You know what? I'm just gonna sit on this. That's fine. You know what? In the meantime, I'm also gonna set up the Gator, and I'm gonna save everything else. So I'll end my turn. I'll wake up eventually. Someone's played deck from his time. Yeah, it's too fast. Anyway, to 2 tails on the Glaring Gaze, which is cool. Does he put me to sleep though, and do I stay asleep is the question. Nope. Cool. Beautiful. Just gonna Riptide then. Take out the guy. And yeah, I think that's game really. He doesn't have anything anymore. This is actually a decimation. He wants a rematch. Sure, we'll take a rematch, but he has poor manners and not letting me take the KO. That's really bad manners, actually. But anyway, yeah, you know what? We're just going to rematch then. We'll set it up again. We'll see. Alright, guys. So, unfortunately, we did have a rematch, but in the middle of the match, I had to answer the door. And so, it tied me up there, and I timed out, and so we didn't really finish the match. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put whatever I have of the match here at the end of the video. But so that's just in case you guys are interested in how the start went, if you want to see a little more content. But otherwise, this is basically the end of the video. So just make sure to like and subscribe and make some comments about what you want to see me play. Because if whatever you want to see me play, I'll build it, I'll test it, I'll make the best version I can of it, and I'll make a video out of it. So just let me know what your thoughts are. You know, let me know if you have any comments about the format of these videos as well. Any input is welcome, whether negative or positive. So just let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. The next one we're gonna do is likely gonna be Typhlosion, just because that's another one of the big decks in the format. So yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't, let me know as well. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Well, for my quests here, so that's cool. I have enough coins to buy a pack now. But yeah, okay, cool. We got 3 match going. Beautiful. All right, so unfortunately, we're starting out with the Magby. Which, I mean, Magby is really useful, but I don't want to just bench him without anything else in my hand, you know? Part of me also wants to save the energy attachment because I want an Elm to get, you know, a Cleffa or something else going. So he hits me for 10, though, so that's fine. But I stay awake, so that's cool. There's this, and then I can put this here. Do I really want to save Magby? I mean, Trash Exchange can potentially put him back in my deck anyway, so this way I can evolve Totodile safely. So I'll just do this, and he's forced to flip for the baby rule, so that's fine. Secret Mission's gonna have to be my way of getting out of this hand, but unfortunately my hand size is actually pretty low. There's another Elm, so we'll do this, we'll evolve, and then we're just going to Elm, there's a Gator with the band and the Gold Berry. Everything's working well. I got enough energy and another trainer. So yeah, this is really good. So even though we somewhat had a slow start, this is fine. Doing 20 damage also prevents him from activating his berries, which means that he's permanently down to 30 right now and 50 if he evolves. So that's amazing too. It saves me 2 energies. I don't have a Double Gust in hand, but I should be able to get a Double Gust, so that should be good too. He's pulling back. He's got a Mischievous, which is how this deck can take like big KOs. And unfortunately, Magby is the real solution. But then I got plenty of Double Gust though, so I'm not too worried. So I'm just gonna evolve. I'm gonna evolve into Gator. I might as well attach the berry because I know that he. Well, okay, so but before I attach the berry, I want to see this real quick. So it says sleep and attacked with Night Owls during your last turn. It is knocked out. Okay, so he has to play Night Eyes first. Even if I'm asleep, Parashong doesn't activate without Night Eyes, so that's good. So I'm actually more inclined to play the berry now. I'll play the Narrow Gem just to get it out of my deck. I kind of just want to secret mission these two, just see if I can get a Double Gust. He has another Gengar and an Energy and an Element Bill, so that's fine. We'll get rid of these two for more energy. To set up the KO, we're definitely going to need to downpour these guys. And that should be fine. And then we're just going to flip. And you know what? I'm not going to attack the Cleffa. I just don't want to, because I'm trying to set up the KO. And he's down to 50 HP, so... Let's see, 3, 4, 5... Give me a second here. There's something going on in my front door.